Welcome back to Windchargers Vlogs episode 4, and well, it's actually really not a vlog. It's just more like a video to Dunesberry Martin Racing or Dunesberry Martin Interactive, the people who are going to be doing the next NASCAR game, which will come out in around this time next year, early November, late October of next year. I've got, if you could see, NASCAR 15 playing right now. Career mode race Charlotte, and I'm already not even 10 laps in and I'm raging. It's the chase race at Charlotte. I'm half tempted to just retire from this race and go ahead and win Kansas, because I know I can win Kansas, because I won it by 5 laps in the spring, and Talladega, because I can win Talladega. I won it earlier, and hell, I don't even have to change tires. One of my flash drives got stuck on my thing. But I wrote down some things, as I grab my pad of paper here, that I want to, and that I hope a lot of the NASCAR community is on board with this. I will actually leave comments open for this video. I think I left it open in the last video, I don't know. But I will leave comments open in this video, and I want your all's opinion on what you all think the NASCAR games need in the comments below. So just tell me. I'm not going to say, oh, well, that's a stupid idea, because I probably have some stupid ideas in this, or ideas that you might think are stupid in this video. But, so I'm not just going to completely dismiss your idea. I may sit back and think, well, that's a stupid idea, but I'm not going to outright tell you that's a stupid idea. Excuse me while I open my Pepsi here and take a sip. But it's literally one page front and back, another page on the front, and a little bit on the back of that. So it's a good bit of stuff. In bullet points and stuff, so it's not a full. This is going to be a pretty long video. To tell you now, I might just go ahead and label it vlog episode number 4 and have a little witty title or something. I don't know, but I suck at witty titles. Hang on. There we go. Had a little bit of a chip fragment stuck in my tooth. I do have me a bowl of Lay's potato chips right here, which I'm not going to eat. I will not eat those during this video, I promise you, because that would be rude and disrespectful to you all. But changes to or from NASCAR 15 / NASCAR 15 Victory Edition to NASCAR 2016 or NASCAR 16 next year. These are the things I want Dunesberry Martin to think of and really consider. I mean, this is what a lot of people that I've seen and heard of, and a lot of people I race with, excuse me, they say that this needs to happen, that certain things on here need to happen. The rest are my personal opinion on what I would like to see and what I think would make a great racing game for NASCAR. First off, I didn't write this down, but I'm going to say it now before I forget about it. Do not, whatever you do not region lock the NASCAR game. I have a friend in Australia who would love to play the NASCAR game. I have friends in Britain who would love to play the NASCAR game. Can't, because it's region locked. And you can thank Technics for that. I don't know if the EA Sports ones were region locked prior. Don't region lock it, because region locking it just turns off a lot of people, and it eliminates a fan base. A lot of these English-speaking countries, like the UK, like Australia, they watch NASCAR. I mean, Fell races Alex Day. He watches NASCAR, and granted, he watches the races probably a week later on YouTube, which is something every racing series in the world can learn to do, except do it the day after the race, not a week after like NASCAR does. But don't region lock it, because when you region lock a game, it cuts off a lot of potential market. I mean, if you have to make different languages for the game to play online, fine, so be it. Create different server areas. World of Tanks has it right. They have the North American server which covers North America and South America. They have the European server, which covers most of Europe and the UK. They have the Russian server, which covers Russia, the Ukraine, and a lot of those countries around Russia. They have the Asian server, the Southeast Asian server, which covers Southeast Asia and Australia. But Australia can also be covered under the North American server. My friend Erebus, he plays on the North American server because I told him, I said, the Southeast Asia server sucks. Gameplay's horrible. Don't go on Southeast Asia server because they don't care. But create different server groups and groupings and stuff. That way, and even if you have to create a different server for every, I'm going to say first world country, or for every major language barrier, French, Spanish, English, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, it doesn't matter. Do that. But do something that you do not region lock this, because yes, NASCAR is an American sport, but it is very much also an international sport as well, because of its fanfare internationally. Not because of where they go internationally, but because of their fanfare. So that's the first thing that I just thought about it and I forgot to write it down. Starting with changes during the race, like as I'm racing, and here's some things that I would really, really, really love to see. For during the race or the race weekend. One, after qualifying, you're able to pick your pit stall. Instead of always having the first stall on pit road, which is nice, you can have like the first stall that has an opening behind it, or the first stall that has an opening in front of it, or the last stall on pit road, the 43rd stall on pit road. Give us that, or randomize it. But don't roll. The second idea is probably really, 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 really stupid. Don't randomize it. Let us pick. And if you don't want to let us pick, do it based on our starting position and where the average pit stall is for that starting position. Let's say I qualify 25th. Well, where does the average person who picks 25th, and look at it the prior season. So 2016, look at 2015 and say, okay, this is where the 25th person, the person who qualified 25th usually picks on average. And there's different algorithms to figure that, but I say let us pick our pit stalls. Second thing is on the initial start of the race, to be able to choose what line you start from, whether inside or outside. Currently in NASCAR, you can only start from the inside line on the initial start to come in to take the green flag to start the race. In NASCAR in real life, you can choose either the inside or the outside. You can choose depending on A, how your car handles, B, who is starting behind you, and who you think can give you a really good push. Or C, who you want to screw over on the initial start, but it's usually the latter too. And do that after qualify, and do that coming to take the green flag during the race. And also, you control the restart, not. I know Technics and Dunesberry Martin made an attempt at it in these last two games, to where as soon as you press the gas, it goes. No. Let us be hitting a speed limiter, or make it so we can't go over a certain speed until we hit that first line. But give us control of the car as soon as we're behind the pace car. Pace car pulls off, it counts down 3, 2, 1, go, what the EA Sports Games is, press R2 or right trigger to accelerate or to take control of your car. Do that so that way we can control the restart. And if we want to bunch them up, we can bunch them up. And this also leads into a thing about the AI. And it'll lead into the AI here shortly. But we as the players need to control the restart. over the AI because the AI are consistently, against me, getting better restarts than I am. And I'm pressing go like right as soon as I hit that first line, or I'm waiting until a little bit later in the box to press the gas to make the game go for me. But because it's the game taking me off that limiter, the AI get a better restart than me. Outside, whether I'm out on the outside or the inside, the AI always gets a better restart than me. And it really screws me over because of how aggressive the AI are. And this is where it leads into the AI. Better AI in general. The AI in NASCAR 15 are horrible. I would rather have I would rather have the first Utechnics NASCAR game AI than this crap that's on NASCAR 15 and NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. I hate it. And I had this problem at the last race I did in career at Dover. I do full 100% career mode races. So I go the full race distance. I've been doing every race on 60% difficulty. Some tracks I'm going to have to bump it up for Season 2. Other tracks I'm going to have to lower the difficulty because of how aggressive the AI are. There's no aggressiveness slider. It's just difficulty slider. And I've noticed this at Dover. I was dominating. And any other track you go to, you got a car 5 laps down. He's going to fight with you and battle with you like he's battling for the lead. Or he takes your line away as if he's battling for the lead, and he won't move. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to rewind because I've hit a guy and accidentally wrecked him to move them out of my way, and I've had to retry just moving them out of my way. And I had first chase race at Chicago in career. I was passing the 23 on the outside, and the 23 hits me not once, not twice, but 3 times and dumps me down the front straightaway while I'm leading the race and 2 laps ahead of second place. Yeah, Chicago will have to turn up the difficulty from 60%, probably to 70. I'll have to do some more testing on that to see, but he flat out dumped me, and there was nothing accidental about it. And I like the fact that, yes, the AI will dump you. And yeah, I had pushed the 23 through the corner prior to the front, through 3 and 4 prior to the front straight. Because he was in my fucking way, and he would not get out of it. I tried to dump him, but I pushed him through the corner. Somehow he magically controlled his car. I don't know. If that would have been real life, me, full speed, bang, hitting the guy in the rear on entrance to corner, they would have been wrecked. There would have been anybody, they'd have been wrecked. But the AI need to know when you are the leader and they're 5 laps down, get out of the way and do not battle. Same thing if they're a lap down, or if they're on the tail end of the lead lap. I can understand fighting with me if I'm the leader, if they're on the tail end of the lead lap, trying to stay on the lead lap. But know when to give up the ghost. Know when, okay, you have been passed, you are now a lap down. Stop fighting me. Because I now have second place right up my ass because you have erased my 10-second lead because you're fighting with me. And I can't run the high line on this game because you run the high line, the AI just magically go right around you on the bottom. That's another thing. The high line needs to be runnable. It needs to be as fast as the low line, period. Any line needs to be at the same speed of speed. Excuse me. Excuse me. At least I turned away from my mic. It's that time of year, winter. I hate it. I hate winter. I'd rather burn up than freeze. Burning up's a damn sight better than freezing. Hate winter. Hate the cold weather. And that's another thing. The high line needs to be runnable, but I'll come back to that. Let me make a mental note. High line. Okay. Made me a mental note here, or I made a note on my notepad right here to speak about it. You all probably can't read it through my webcam because, I mean, that's what I'm having to use to do these vlogs is my webcam because I'm wanting to start putting out content for you all in preparation of next year going to the Xbox One and having Twitch and then being able to upload from Twitch to YouTube my live streams and stuff and all the funny stuff that happens, and I want to be able to do that for y'all. But no. But it also goes to where the fact that the AI, but going back to the bullet point of the AI getting out of your way and knowing when they're a lap down and to give up the ghost, they need to know where you are on the track and how fast you are. Meaning, their little AI thing, they need to have their own crew chief and spotter that says, hey, leader's coming up on you. He's 3 seconds a lap faster than you. Get out of his way. He's running the high line. Go to the bottom, let the leader have the high line. Us as the player also need to have the ability to say either into the mic or to the Kinect, car number, move. Get out of my way. And if they don't heed it, bump them once. I mean, the whole physics, I have seen it to where I will barely touch somebody, and I'll spin right around. Other times, I will clobber them, and I'll spin right around when they should spin around. Or sometimes they'll barely touch me, and I'll be on the high side, coming off a corner. They'll come up, they'll barely touch me, and they'll spin out down to the bottom. Or they'll clobber me and I'll spin out, or they'll clobber me and we'll both keep going, or I'll clobber someone and spin them out. It's not consistent. And it needs to be based on the track. Like Dover, where I was just racing prior to Charlotte, I hit somebody going into the corner, or actually middle of the corner. At Dover, you so much as lay a pinky on someone in the middle of the corner, they will spin out, because that is how on edge those cars are at Dover. Or at least that's the explanation I remember from a couple years back. But the physics need to be modeled for each track, not just one track, which it feels like it is. But Daytona, Talladega, of course, they are their own physics model. But every other track seems to be modeled after one track of their type: super speedway, intermediate, short track, road course, you name it. Although Watkins Glen and Sonoma do feel different. I like Sonoma better than I do Watkins Glen on this game for some reason. I used to hate Sonoma, love Watkins Glen. Now I love Sonoma. I love Watkins Glen too, but I'm just not as good at Watkins Glen as I am at Sonoma. I guess it's the way the actual physics have changed from the first game. But going back to the better AI in general, and knowing where you are, knowing how fast that you are, and knowing to get out of your way, they also need to know the following. And this can be seen at short tracks and any place where they get underneath you, and let's say they have someone underneath them, they'll both go right underneath you. I have been 5 wide at Auto Club with 2 of them on the apron below me. I'm on the white line. Left side's on the white line. I got 2 of them above me, and the 2 on the apron will shove me up into the 2 outside of me and cause a big wreck. Because the AI enter too shallow. They need to know where their limits are, how low they can go to enter the corner. The AI are not going to have as good car control as a player is. They should not be so far down low, entering a corner so shallow, unless it is Daytona or Talladega, where you can get away with it. Daytona, Talladega, you can literally run that line all the way around that yellow line and not have to lift, not have to change your line to get into the corner. And with the same thing with entering too shallow, they need to stop making bonehead moves, i.e., 2 wide on the apron below me, and I'm already 3 wide. Yeah, Auto Club's big enough for 5 wide, but not with 2 on the apron. That was excessive. It was a bonehead move, and I ended up finishing 5th that race because of a late race caution. They're too aggressive on restarts. That's another thing. The AI are too aggressive. They run you over on short tracks, and yet at 60% difficulty, I had a 6-lap lead on second place at Texas. However, 60% difficulty at Martinsville, I'm struggling to keep up with 42nd place. I'm running last because they're so aggressive. They've pushed me back all the way to the field, and I can't catch them. Same thing under the stop with the bonehead moves. They need to stop forcing 3 to 4 wide where it is inappropriate to do so. I have had times where I've entered a corner, I've had a little twitch, and I've had to save the car, and I've gotten loose and went up the racetrack, but I'm in the middle lane because I didn't have to chase it all the way up. Well, I've had them come in, nudge me, put me up into the high lane, and go 3 wide. I'm like, stop. If you want to go 3 wide, go on my outside. Don't force me up another lane. Because all that's going to succeed in is pissing me off and getting you dumped. They need to stop running us. They need to stop running you over at short tracks. I won Richmond, the race before the chase at Richmond, because I didn't want to put up with the AI for 400 laps at Richmond at 60% difficulty. I turned the difficulty down to 0%, did the short race, won the race, and said, screw y'all, because I'm sick and tired of getting ran over. And it's because the AI are too aggressive. Dunesberry Martin, what we need to have is an aggression slider that says, do you want the AI to be fully aggressive to where they are not relenting, or do you want them to be medium aggressive, less aggressive, and slide it 5% each time, and let the player tone up or tone down the AI aggressiveness per track. The AI are just too aggressive at certain tracks, and then at other tracks they're just horrible. They are just horrible. The difficulty slider does not work right. And the reason I say this is, as I've said, I have had 60% races all year long in the Sprint Cup Series in terms of difficulty, except for that Richmond race. 5 to 6 lap lead on second place at Texas on 60% difficulty. And I'm struggling at Martinsville to keep up with 42nd place, and I'm running last. If I have a 5-lap lead on the field at Texas at 60% difficulty, I should also have a 5-lap lead on the field at Martinsville on 60% difficulty. It should be the same. But it's not. It's not. Texas, I'm going to have to turn Texas up. Probably 75-80% difficulty to see what it's like. Pitting, AI merge on the bottom lane of turn 3, because they're still, the first game Technics did, they would move right from the right to the bottom, right to the top of the wall. And not care who was there. They'd cause cautions. It was horrible. Pitting was horrible at the first Technics game, and they've made some strides, but they still go straight to the wall. They need to merge on the bottom line of turn 3 and take a normal line off of turn 3 through turn 4 and off the corner. Pitting changes I would like to see during the race. The AI can actually fake pitting. And you can choose to fake pit or not. And you can make that decision as late as you want. You can say, oh yeah, pit A, and you don't, because right now what it is you have up until a certain point to say, yes, I want to pit, no, I don't. And if you miss that, you can't say, yes, I want to pit. Or, no, I don't, no, I don't want to pit, I didn't want to pit. You should be able to make that decision up until a certain point before, and it'd be so close to that pit road commitment line, if you want to fake or not. Give us control under the cautions. And have an option though. If the player wants to run the full caution length, or if they want to just skip the cautions like they currently do. Because me, I would like to have complete control under the caution. Into the pit stall, have the spotter counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop on the board, all that jazz that they always say. And another thing, I have seen this constantly. I saw it at Dover. I got fed up with a couple AI drivers at Dover. I dumped them. I was 2 laps ahead of second place, and I dumped them. Ran in there, full throttle, junked them, and went on my merry way. I pit. No one else pits. They all take the lucky dog in the wave around. And then 5 laps after the caution, they all pit. What the fuck? I mean, seriously. That's the wave around is for you if you can go longer than just 5 friggin' laps. If you're only going to go 5 laps after the caution flag and then pit, and you're 5 frickin' laps down, pit during the damn caution. They have no clue. The AI have no clue what they're doing. AI, artificial intelligence. This is like artificial retardedness. The AI in these NASCAR games are mentally retarded. They have no fucking clue what they're doing, and it pisses me off. They pit under caution if they're multiple laps down. They do not take the wave around if they are 2 or more laps down. Meaning, they have to be 1 lap down in order to take the wave around. And then they cannot pit until the end of what their fuel run is going to be. This also goes to the next bullet, the sub-bullet point of better knowledge of fuel strategy, pit strategy, and fuel saving. I hate being the only one that can save fuel. If I want a battle where I'm saving fuel with the guy in second place behind me, I want that battle. But right now, what I have to do is I have to go to the league races. 20% races on times 3 fuel times 2 tires. Yeah, that's a lot of fuel mileage races. But they need to have a better knowledge of what they're doing. Every AI is fucking Danica Patrick. They suck. And they have no frickin' clue what they're doing. AI learn from contact. The AI needs to learn from the contact. If you move someone out of the way or slam him in the wall, they say, "Oh, he's mad at me. What did I do to him? I guess I need to stop racing him the way I do." And cars run and qualify based on where they did in the previous season or the season that you base the cars off of. I have seen the 98 car qualify 5th at Indianapolis. I've seen Danica Patrick qualify 4th. Yes, Danica is one of those drivers who can qualify really well, but she cannot race. If a car's average qualifying, you put a car around where their average qualifying position is. The only one that should be different is you, the player. Not the AI. None of this, except at Daytona. Daytona, I can see the 98 car being 2nd or 3rd, or wherever. Same thing with Talladega. Because it's a super speedway and they qualify with the draft. And they cause collisions of their own. They cause cautions of their own as well, meaning AI versus AI, not AI dumping a player because it wants to dump a player by hitting him 3 times down the front straightaway at Chicagoland. Anyway, that's stuff during the race. That's during the race. We're already a half hour into this. That's changes that I would like to see during the race. Because right now the racing in single player, I love the bigger tracks. I hate the shorter tracks. I absolutely hate the shorter tracks. Career mode changes. And what I want to see in a career mode, the career mode is okay. It's not perfect. This is going, now, getting away from the stuff that I rage with. Getting away from the raging AI because AI are twats and they have no fucking idea how to drive. Career mode changes. I want to see something of a mix between the current game, the latter EA NASCAR games, and NASCAR Thunder 2004 by EA Sports. So the combination of all the games from 2004 until now, plus something better. They can keep the sponsor offers, but separate it between the series. I want all three series. All three top series minimum. No exceptions. Trucks, Xfinity, Cup. I want the tier progression, all that jazz. You move up through the ranks. You can choose owner or driver. If you're an owner, you're an owner-driver because you have to race. But the ability to hire your own pit crew, crew chief, and shop workers like you were able to do in NASCAR Thunder 2004 would be awesome. Keep the current car progression, upgrade tech tree, and all that, because that to me is, I love that. But lock it. Make it so that you cannot go from refurbished parts to advanced parts immediately after your first race or first half season just by, oh, there's this. I've won 6 races in the first 6 races of the season. I have now all advanced parts, so I'm now going to win the last 30 races of the year. None of that. The ability to start a second, third, or even fourth teams with fantasy drivers if you choose owner mode or owner-driver mode. And have teammates. Have the thing where you can fail to make the race. I think that would be great. The ability to say, oh, I have to beat this person during qualifying. Drivers retire, crew chiefs change cars. I mean, that's the thing. You can even go to another team's crew chief and say, hey, do you want to come work for me? I can win you a championship. It's almost as like you're trying to go. It's almost like an NFL quality to say, hey, why don't you come over here and play with us because we can win you a Super Bowl, or we can win you, or why don't you come coach for our college team because we can win you the BCS National Championship, or the NCAA basketball tournament trophy. Something like that in terms of a crew chief. Same thing with a car, or maybe not a car chief, but a crew chief definitely. But yeah, drivers retire, crew chiefs change, just like NASCAR 2005 to 2008. They can even switch series as well. They can go from from Xfinity to Cup, or Cup to Xfinity, Xfinity to Trucks, Trucks to Xfinity, Trucks to Cup, Cup to Trucks. All the different possibilities. Trucks to Xfinity to Cup. They can progress up through the ranks as well. And I think that would be great. I mean, EA Sports had some great NASCAR games. Maybe not so much towards the end of the time that they had the contract with 2008 and 2009. But yeah. Tier progression, fan base, hero, villain, or liked/disliked or loved/hated for both fans and drivers. Post-race fights. There's one thing in the latter NASCAR games from 2005 Chase for the Cup all the way to 2009 in career mode was the post-race fights, because they had this hero-villain rating. And they had a share draft and intimidator function and all this other stuff, which was great. And it made for, it's like, all right, this is my rival. I have to be weary of him. But everyone else, they'll race me clean, or they're neutral, or they like me. Teammates are automatically green, and if you choose just driver mode, your teammates are automatically green. But again, Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, possibly modified to the K&N series. Post-race interviews, autograph sessions. The post-race interviews, do it kind of like what Madden did with Madden 07. Is the only one I could think of, because that's the only Madden game I have, where they give you multiple choices and you say, this is my answer, this is my answer. Or make it so you have so much time to talk through your mic or through the Kinect or whatever PlayStation has, that you can say it, physically say it, and the thing picks it up. Can keep sponsor offers separate between the series. I've already said that. Paint booth changes. Paint booth kind of frustrates me a little bit because I want a Forza style paint booth. I'm much better with the Forza style paint booth. If any of you all have played Forza Motorsport, you know how good the paint booth is. The NASCAR paint booth, the controls are too sensitive. They need to desensitize the controls. They need to have more regular shapes for us to make our own vinyls. More text options than just the 10 they have, because the 10 they have are crap. No sponsored vinyl backgrounds. The Sunoco logo, the Valvoline logo have they have the blue and white backgrounds to them that they put on the sides of the cars, but not as a big sponsor. I can't make a car like that. If I want those sponsors, I can't make a car that has those sponsors on it because of that. It's just annoying. Base designs can have their colors changed. That's another thing that would be easy to implement. Numbers 00, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, and 09 are available as well. But numbers that run in the series that you're creating a car for are not if you're creating a car for single player. This is where it gets a little complicated. If you're creating a car for single player or career, of course, career is automatically going to have the number you choose for that series. But if you do for single player, you cannot choose a number that is already running in that series. Just to, yeah, that way there's less, kind of a confusion thing. It's like, oh, wait, I thought I was 70. I didn't think there was a 77, but there is a 77 on the racetrack. Or I'm going to run 78 in single player. Oh wait, there's a 78 Martin Truex Jr. I didn't think he ran one of those things. Camera zoom and movement like Forza. We need to be able to zoom in to where we can see our finite details and get the stuff right, because Forza, you can make those finite changes and it look awesome. It look amazing. NASCAR, you can't. Granted, NASCAR, again, I said in my first vlog, NASCAR has a better paint booth than Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed, and it still will. It will always have a better paint booth unless they just get rid of it, and then yeah, that would be a big mistake. Big mistake. What am I missing here? But yeah. Career paint booth. Put that separate. Put that in the career mode tab. That way you don't have to back all the way out to the main menu to go to the paint schemes and then edit it. Preloaded schemes are already made for each sponsor. And it's multiple ones for each sponsor. That way you can say, well, I got the sponsorship offer from Aaron's, so let me see. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. I like that one. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. That one's okay. Don't like that one. I like that one. Really like that one. I like that one. It's okay. Don't like that one. And then you can choose between which one you want. NASCAR Thunder 2004 had it, but it was only one scheme, and it changed your number. Don't make it change the number. Just make it scheme. And make it optional to where if someone wants to create their paint scheme, they can. But they don't they don't have to use the preloaded one for that sponsor if that's going to be their primary. Paint schemes, both career and single player, can/must be seen online. No exceptions. This is one thing that NASCAR leagues are lacking, is the ability to run custom paint schemes. I know you can see them on the PlayStation Network. You cannot on the Xbox. That is annoying. Stop that. Let us see them. Even if it has to be something like EA did, they have to be on your friends list in order to see them. That's fine. The Xbox One, you can have 1,000 friends. So, shouldn't have a problem there. All numbers are available for online use. Thus, you can also make online-specific paint schemes. Have an option in there that says, oh, it's single player, it's career, or it's an online, or it's boat, or it's single player online, or career online, or all three. have that option. I mean, there's some things that can be done with the paint, but that will make it a lot better for people on the Xbox One when it comes out about this time next year. Gameplay additions, new modes, and changes. This is the final bullet point section. I actually might be under an hour for this one, a normal vlog time. Going back to the bullet point I made earlier, the high side, each line has to be able to run at the same speed for the player, depending on how their car handles. If you want to set up your car to run the high side, you should be able to do that without the AI just going right by on the inside and making you even more annoyed than what you already are. AI stay DNF'd if their engine blows. They can have tire failures, engine failures, brake, transmission failures, all that. They can have it because I've not seen them have it. I just junked Joey Logano in this career mode race at Charlotte, and I didn't even intend to, but that was because the AI were being too aggressive. They shoved him across my front bumper and into the wall. Trust me, I wish I could claim responsibility for it. It wasn't my fault. I was being pushed. He was being pushed, and he was being pushed harder than what I was, and he got junked. The ability to switch cars during replays is another function because Forza can do it. Forza can do it. Why can't NASCAR? That way, I mean, I know there's people who want to say, oh, here's my race replay. I'm going to show it from these camera angles. That way you get a better feel about what it is. Because I race from the TV pod view up on top of the car. And for people who also want to do commentary, same thing with online league races. Save the replay, make sure make it to where the game doesn't crash when you view one of those, and let us commentate by saying, all right, here is, and be able to switch cars. Have a little pull-up menu that we see, and go and let us switch. A better damage model. We need a better damage model, especially when people get junked. Parts, body pieces come off, all this other stuff. Repairs, certain repairs need to be done in the garage. Have the ability to take the car to the garage to repair it. And it come out, if you had body damage, it comes out looking different than what it did when you went in. All series tracks, the top 3 series, again, that should be mandatory for the next game. Come on, guys, please give us trucks. Give us the Xfinity series. Give us all their tracks. Private races online make your online rating go up, like the first NASCAR game did. This is for people who race league races only, like myself. I don't race public hoppers anymore because people suck. And they will wreck you just to wreck you because people don't care anymore. I mean, that's human nature today, apparently. Just don't care and run over the person in front of you. AI get penalties and the ability to add AI to online races. If the AI is fixed to where they are not so aggressive. Have the aggression slider. Have the difficulty slider for online too. A share front for vinyls and paint schemes. Make it to where you can download them and edit them, but you cannot reshare them. It has to be an original piece of work by you in order for you to share it. That way it prevents things from getting stolen and passed off as or your vinyls from getting stolen and them passing it off as their own, because that happened a lot on Forza, and that's why Forza said, alright, we got a share front, we don't have a storefront anymore, and you can't gift. Which was stupid. Turn 10, give us back gifting. Please. But make it, but you can share a paint scheme with a locked vinyl on it, but you cannot share a paint scheme which was locked. And lock it like Forza does, but make it so you can also edit it. It's a sort of a semi-lock thing. You cannot share a base paint scheme that you got off the share front, and you cannot share a base vinyl. But you can share a base paint scheme that you made with semi-locked vinyls on it. that's fine. But then again, if there's semi-lock vinyls on it, those vinyls will disappear. But you can't share those things separately. Couple other things, and I'm going to save the best one till last. A new mode that the NASCAR games have always been liking is a co-op career / dynasty mode. And I use the word dynasty mode like NCAA 14 with the online dynasty. 2 to 6 players, maximum 2 to 6 players, and have a day where you all get together and you go race. And it's just like an online race, but it's all contained. You have AI, the computer system does it for you, and you have all this other stuff. It's just like everything's just like career, except you can have your buddy or your buddies playing with you, and all that stuff, which I think would be great. Again, the tier progression, you can go through Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, or you can just do one series. You can just do Trucks, you can just do Xfinity, you can just do Cup. But you're not... And also make it to where everyone can choose their own car, and you're not tied to one team or one manufacturer like Formula 1 is. Weather, I would like to see day-night transitions. Day-night transitions would be great, because when you start racing at Charlotte, you start racing during the day, and you transition to the nighttime. Weather, there's a way to implement that. I can't... Rainouts, you can make it to where it rains out. If it rains out qualifying, it sets it by the owner points, or however that's done. Do rain. You can race the road courses in the rain, but do rain tires. Don't do like Forza did and make it to where you're running slick tires on the rain. And last but not least, things to eliminate. That's the last bullet point. Things to eliminate. And I'm already at 45 minutes, or 47 minutes, sorry. Just a couple things to eliminate. Excessive amount of camera angles in the photo mode. The only ones you need in photo mode. TV pod, trackside, blimp, chase, and hood. Maybe driver. Or driver and in the rear-facing TV camera on the TV panel. The chase one be free-floating. Be the free-floating camera. That way you're not going, oh, left front wheel, left rear wheel, right front wheel, all these other stupid angles that you do not need to take pictures. Random damage from... Because I had it at Dover, I go down into the corner and my left front hood gets popped up. I'm like, what the heck? I rewind, it doesn't fix it. I'm like, well, crap. And then the random AI speed boosts. Get rid of those. I get sick and tired of them. I'm 10 seconds up. I've done nothing different. I've changed nothing in my line. I may have got held up by one car, but that was it. And then I lose all 10 seconds of that gap. But I was only held up by that one car for 2 corners. That was it. Then I got by. It's a random AI speed boost. And last but not least, this is a mandatory must. Servers. Servers for online use and co-op career. Give us servers, because player-to-player connection is horrible. Technics didn't want to give us servers because they were too concerned about their baby Auto Club Revolution, which was a horrible, horrible PC game, and no one plays it anymore because Technics is crap. It's bad. Give us servers. Please, for the love of God, give us servers. And again, give us servers based on region, but those servers can be intertwined based on the language of that region. Give an Australian server, they can play with Britain, they can play with the US, they can play with Canada, any place that speaks English and all that stuff. Or give us one server that has multiple subservers based on your location, but you can also invite people from those servers to play with you. Like, I can invite my friend Erebus from Australia and my friend Jordan from the UK to play NASCAR with me. But they're on the UK, the Australian, and I'm on the North American server. Don't do it like World of Tanks where, oh, you're on the North American server, well, you can only play with North American people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make it like the test server so you can play with everybody. But no, that's my thoughts on what the NASCAR game needs. Again, let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear what you want in the next NASCAR game in the comments below. Well, I'm interested to see what everyone else thinks the NASCAR games need. With about 9.5 minutes left, I did say I was going to make a vlog after the Cup race on Sunday. It is now Monday, the Monday after, and I want to say congratulations to Kyle Busch, your 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. Do I think he deserved it? No. And before you go bashing me and saying I'm a Kyle hater, I'm not. The reason I say no is he missed 11 races. Yes, it was due to injury. Yes, Brian France cleared and Mike Helton, they all cleared him because it was an injury, and they made him chase eligible. I still don't think Kyle Busch should have been in the chase. It should have been Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., and Carl Edwards, the final four. Because Kyle should not have been eligible for the chase. Maybe next year. And last year, Kevin Harvick scored the most points. Without the chase system, Kevin Harvick would have been the champion. Kevin Harvick was the champion anyway last year. Kevin Harvick scored the most points out of anybody this year with the old system with no chase. He finished second in the championship this year. It's a cheap way to get it, I think. It should not be based on wins. It should not be based on any of that. It should be based on consistency. But NASCAR had freaked out when Matt Kenseth won one race in 2003 and then went on to win the championship. And then they said, all right, well, here's the playoffs thing, and we also want to compete with the NFL. And the NFL is competing with us. Well, here's the thing. NASCAR, NFL. NASCAR, you all run over the summer. Racing runs over the summer. The NFL runs during the winter. You run 2 separate seasons during the year. You maybe overlap at the beginning and end of each of your respective seasons. That's it. Other than that, you pretty much have an entire time to yourself. Now football's going to get everything. Football fans were mad that NASCAR ran over their allotted time frame on NBC. Oh, I'm sorry, butthurt NFL fans. There was a slight rain delay at the beginning of the race. It was dry. Quick shower came through. They dried the racetrack, and they got the race in. What were we supposed to do? Put it on NBC Sports Network and take off the free... And it was broadcast on both NBC and NBC Sports Network. NBC Sports Network being the hot pass, to where you could see hear the spotters and all this other stuff. It was for free that day. But yeah. But they freaked out and said, oh, well, we want to compete with the NFL, so here's our playoff system. And all this other crap. And no. There's no need to compete with the NFL because you all literally do not run at the same time. If the NFL ran over the summer, then I could see trying to compete with them. But they don't. They don't. There's no need. No need to compete with the NFL. Because I'm a football fan and I'm a NASCAR fan. There's no harm in being either one of them. So, once NASCAR gets their heads out of their butts and realizes this, NASCAR is going to probably get better. Same thing with the NFL. Just get your heads out of your butts, people. But no, despite me not thinking Kyle Busch deserved it because he missed 11 races, he did win it. He won it through the current format. So, congratulations to Kyle Busch on your 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship. I was really, really disappointed in the race, though. I really thought I went into that race expecting Jeff Gordon to have a shot at it. I really wanted Jeff Gordon to have that storybook ending to his career. Look forward to seeing him in the Fox Sports booth next year as a commentator. So Jeff's not gone. For those of you who think Jeff's gone, he's not gone. He's still going to be there. He's still going to be doing racing and traveling, but it's only going to be, he's not going to be running the car. I mean, he's going to be in the booth. He's going to be calling the races with Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip, and I wish with Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip, and Larry McReynolds, but yeah, can't have everything you want, can you? But what a career Gordon has had. 93 wins. Got to start the race when the King started his last one, and just all the stuff Gordon's done for the fans and stuff. I actually encountered a Gordon hater today, and I literally made him feel stupid because he was like, "Oh, Gordon's a homo. I hate him. I hate him because he's gay." I'm like, really? If it was, and then I said, one, you realize how stupid you sound? Because if he was gay, he would not have a wife and he would not have 2 kids. So there goes that theory, and that it's just one of those classic haters from the '90s. They said, "Oh, Jeff Gordon's gay, blah 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 blah." This guy even said that Gordon hated his fans. I'm like, really? You did not? Have you not seen what he's done for his fans? Have you not seen all the charity work he's done? He gave one of his fans a 2003 Chevrolet Monte Carlo that he had sitting in his garage that he had never used, which was the exact same color, the exact same model, and the exact same probably not the exact same features, but it was relatively similar to the one it was a 2003 Jeff Gordon Edition Monte Carlo. One of his super fans, her Jeff Gordon Edition Monte Carlo, burnt to the ground, caught fire on the interstate, burnt down, destroyed, non-recoverable. He gave her this car because he had no use for it. Because Gordon loves his fans, and that's one reason why I can't stand Jimmy Johnson, I can't stand Joey Logano, and I can't stand Brad Keselowski. They hate their fans. They do hate their fans. Jimmy Johnson more than the other two. I can't stand the other 2 drivers because they're arrogant, and they hate the other drivers on the track, and they think they're owed everything, and they're not. Oh, excuse me. But no, I've ranted on them enough. I've ranted on them enough. Next Monday, we'll try to do these vlogs once every week or once every 2 weeks. I might do one Sunday, I don't know. Might do one Monday. I don't know when I'm going to do the next one, but I'm going to try to do these a little bit more regularly. Because it's fun. I think it's kind of a relief to just say things that you want to get off your chest that you might not be able to say face to face to some other person, or that you're not going to be face to face with that person to say, but maybe, just maybe, someone who knows that person will tell them, like with this video with Dunesberry Martin. I'm hoping someone will see this video and say, hey, this is what this kid thinks we should do. You never know. I mean, you never know once you put it out there, and I've not received any hate mail per se yet, but but no. I mean, I try to give my honest reviews, my honest opinions on things, and shoot, I even got a subscriber out of my second video, I think it was, but and that second video is when I realized I sound a lot like Tony Stewart at times, which is scary. It's scary. But anyway, this video is coming to a close. Yeah, made a Gordon hater look stupid today, which was nice. I'm Carl I'm a Carl Edwards fan. But I grew up a Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan. I was one of those rare combinations where I liked both drivers. So, but yeah, that's it for this video. Just going to be underneath an hour, maybe at an hour. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. I really don't like doing this. I don't like it when people do it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of this. Again, give me your opinions on what you think the next NASCAR game should have in it in the comments below. I will leave the comments open for discussion and opinions and all that, and I will see you all next time.